Today, I wanted to make a realistic video on how I managed to turn 15 Solana into 100 Solana in less than 24 hours. This is something that pretty much anyone can do, and we're going to go through the exact steps that I take to actually make the best of specific market conditions that lead to these sorts of opportunities. Now, you must understand the risks, and I hope that you are seasoned investors here in cryptocurrency. So of course, as a seasoned investor, you understand that I am not your financial advisor. I am not telling you to buy or sell anything. Any financial decisions are based on your own research. And let's jump into it. Let's jump on to MARGEX here. Now, this is the exchange that I like to use. The reason why I like to use MARGEX is simple. It's because I can use collateral of different forms of cryptocurrency to trade using leverage in order to make more of that specific crypto. We can see here, this is Solana, right? I'm using Solana as my trading pair here, Solana USDT, and then we have the option to select a different collateral. You can use Casper if you are bullish on Casper. I know a lot of people are, but today and over the last 24 hours, I have been using Solana. So I opened this trade that we see right here. As we sit today, 626% in profit. My open price was $124, and the price right now is $140. How did I manage to catch this point? So first of all, what we need to do is, of course, set up our exchange platform. I like to use MARGEX specifically so I can use the collateral, and it has very good charting tools, and I just get really used to it and I really like it, and it's really easy to open and close trades. It's as simple as heading over here, selecting limit or market, putting in isolated. I like to trade with isolated, so if these positions get closed, then only that position is closed, and then we can choose how much we want to do and how much leverage we want to use. I like to use 5x leverage if I'm not doing a super risky trade, or much higher leverage. As you can see, my leverage on this trade is actually 50x, and you might be saying to yourself, well, that's crazy, right? 50x leverage right there. You might be saying, well, that's crazy. You're obviously going to get liquidated, but this is a form of trading that I like to do. You can see here, we've just hit 100 Solana right there while we're recording. Now, this is something that I like to do if I'm not using a stop loss. So I put $2,000 into this trade, and it was at a specific point in the market. And without a stop loss, this position, because I'm using isolated, would just get liquidated as it goes down. So the position just gets liquidated. Instead of using a stop loss, I did 50x because I thought this is my opportunity, and I opened $100,000 using that 50x. So 15 Solana for margin. So over the last couple of days, we had fear, uncertainty, and doubt hit the market. Ethereum down 15%, Bitcoin down 10%, down significantly more than that though. As we can see, we are having a big retracement, but from the highs, we did reach 25%. This is normal for a bull run. But if you've been in the market for a while, during these bull runs, we have these big pullbacks that take place, okay? These pullbacks continue to take place, and there's nothing we can do about it. But what we can do is we can make the best of the pullback. You can do that by buying the dip, holding and doing nothing at all, or opening positions, either short or long. Of course, over on MARGEX, you can also long these positions just like you can short them, all right? Sorry, you can also short them just like we're longing. If you think the market will go down from here, you can short it. So how did I manage to catch this? This is something that I like to do when the market is in extreme fear, extreme panic, right? I look here and I think, what happens every other time we're in extreme fear, right? The market bounces back. This is what we want to see if we want to make profits and we want to add to our position. So I, of course, also added Solana in my spot bags, Ethereum in my spot bags, Bitcoin in my spot bags, because these are my highest conviction plays. With that said, I watched the market very closely, and I watched Bitcoin do this wick, right? We have this support here, and like I've been saying on the channel, I expect supports to hold on the daily and the weekly candles, but us to have these wicks. These are liquidation wicks, right? These are what hits people's stop losses, what liquidates people's positions, and then finally what convinces people to capitulate. When I see this get in extreme fear, right, it starts to push down and it starts to push very quickly. That's when I open these positions. We watch it closely right at the bottom of the candle, right there. And then we wait for our opportunity. The same thing, because of Bitcoin coming down, we see with Solana. So what I did was I watched these regions that I have open. So I already had this support. We've tested this support 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And this is where I wanted to open my $100,000 position. I got stopped out of it a few times before, but this time round, we reached an even deeper point here. And then I put in that position. I was also watching this triangle form here, which I think could turn out to be a pretty bullish pattern, but we're going to have to wait to see. So with this trade, what I'm waiting for is a push into this space. I want it to break the 150 mark. Now, how do I keep myself safe in this trade? As we move up, I move my stop loss. You can see my stop loss sits at $132 right here. So this will mean about a $7,000 profit in this move. Why do I have my stop loss there, you might ask? Because it is just below this recent low here. We had a push up, we had a pullback, and then we started to move upwards. So that's where I put it. And while I put that stop loss in, I also figured out that this 136 mark was a very strong resistance and support in the past. So if we do break past that, it probably will be a nice push upwards. You can see we have now reached another resistance here at the 39, and we are pushing above it. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can break this. Now, for me, while I'm filming this, I think that actually putting my stop loss here, let's modify the current stop loss, and I'm going to move this up to 55.5 here, because I think that if we break this support here, we're actually going to head maybe a little bit lower, then I can reopen the position. So I decided there, that's a 90% stop loss. So 90% of this position, so about $90,000 will be stopped out if we do push downwards. And I'll probably make about $8 or $9, probably $9,000 from that stop loss being here, and then still have the $10,000 position to continue upwards if we do go absolutely parabolic. But that will be a completely free trade that I will have no emotion attached to. That's the most important thing when you are trading. You want to have no emotion attached to the trade, because if you're too emotional in a moment like we had the other day, if we have these scary pushes downwards, you're going to want to close your positions and you're going to miss out on these potential gains. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting for extreme fear. Yesterday was a perfect example of that extreme fear. You want to already have the altcoins, Bitcoin, whatever it is, marked out on your chart, and you need to figure out where the support zones are. To remind you, the reason why I picked this area is because we tested it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and once we re-entered that area, because I'm still bullish on the market, I thought it was a great opportunity to get into a long in the support zone. So that's what I did. Of course, if you were bearish, you could wait for us to break certain levels and then flip a short on the market. And then you can still generate Solana while the price goes down. And that's one very interesting way to actually hedge your spot positions. If the price is going down, but you don't want to sell your Solana, you can always short the market, right? So if the price goes down, you make money on the leverage, and if the price goes up, you make money on the spot market. That's what a lot of institutional investors have been doing for the whole time in the shares world. And this is something that you guys can do as well. So the links to MARGEX are down there in my description. Feel free to check them out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.